पाणिपादं न चोपस्तपायु चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदोर्नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मृत्युर्न शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धो न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुत्वाच्च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न च सङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेया चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् Hari Om, sir.
Yo.
Hari Om, sir.
Yo.
Hari Om, sir.
Yo. Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We will do today one of the Shakespeare's play called Hamlet. And in Hamlet, there is a small piece called Polonious Advice. How many of you have heard of this? Who has not heard?
Not heard.
Oh, okay. That is good news then. It's called the Polonious Advice. From the play called Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3. I don't know how many of you are interested in reading, but it's a good read. So let's just go through it, what he says. Before that, I'll give you a background. The background is, you must have heard this famous quotation, to be or not to be, that is the question, right? Whether I should take arms against the sea of misfortune, face them and fail, goes on. Now, there is a kingdom in which there is a prince. The prince has mother and father. Father is the king and has an uncle. Now, as the play goes on, the father suddenly falls sick and then he dies. And then after some time, as per the tradition or whatever it is, the uncle marries his mother. Now, Hamlet is the prince, sensed foul play, and he starts digging. And then one fine day, the father of his ghost, the ghost of his father, comes and tells him this, that this is what happened. What has happened? The uncle murdered his father. But then there is no proof. The ghost of his father has told him, you could be hallucinating. So the whole play is to get his uncle to confess in front of everybody in a form of a play. And then in that play, he kind of confesses. That's the story. In this story, there are very many lessons to be learned. So many. As in many Shakespeare, plays. Lessons of greed, righteousness, unrighteousness, choice of action, kindness, how one must behave, etc. In this kingdom, sorry, also in this kingdom, there is a mantri,
Mister.
jester. No, jester is the person who makes jokes.
Minister.
Minister also. Jester is the person, there is a jester also. Just, keeps making fun for the um, king. So the minister. Minister name is Polonious. One of the most Buddhist person you will ever find. And what are we studying? Polonious advice. Very, very intentionally done by Shakespeare. So this fellow keeps on meddling in things, keeps saying the wrong things at the wrong time, doesn't know, has absolutely no intellect, but he's very knowledgeable, right? So the king keeps him, and even the uncle keeps him. So he goes and unnecessary meddles in others' business, and everybody knows him. This fellow is like, क्यों है मगर है अभी क्या करेंगे, king likes him, king liked him, and then the brother also likes him. But Polonius is like really irritated with this fellow. All the time, prying into others' business. So Polonius is reading a book, one of the incidences. He's reading a book. What is thou readest? What are you reading? And then Polonius famously says, words, words, and words. He's reading a book. He doesn't want to answer it. What art thou readest? What are you reading? Why does it matter to you what the prince is doing? Just leave him alone. And Polonius sadly uh, dies in the hands of, sorry, not Polonius, Polonius dies in the hands of Hamlet, sadly. And that too by mistake. When Polonius is going to meet his mother, he wants to confront his mother. How can you marry the uncle? No matter, within 3 months. How can you marry? And then the ghost of the father comes again and tells him, don't blame your mother. She doesn't know anything. It's a foul play by the uncle. But then Polonius is like very disappointed in his mother. How can you marry? He wants to go and confront him. And in that famously, he says that, uh, to himself while walking up the stairs to his mother's dorm, he famously says to himself, uh, Mother, I am cruel, sorry, only to be kind. Mother, I will be cruel only to be kind. He doesn't hate his mother, but he has to find out if the mother knew. So he would go and act very cruelly with the mother. But he loves his mother. I'm cruel only to be kind. See, you know that, right? If a small kid, if your kid fallen and he has to take tetanus injection, no, मुझे नहीं लेना है, मुझे लेना है ना. What you will do? You give him one and then says take. But when you give him one, doesn't mean you hate him, you are cruel to him. You're cruel to him for the kindest reasons. Because if he doesn't take tetanus, it's going to be really crazy. So there are some times in life you need to be harsh, but your harshness comes from a place of love. So that's what he's saying. I'm cruel only to be kind, mother. He doesn't say to the mother, he's saying to himself before he goes and talks to his mother. And when he's talking to his mother, there is some movement behind the curtains. And then Hamlet immediately takes out his knife and then you can't be in the mother's dorm. Mother, who's that? Mother says, I don't know. And he goes and plunges the dagger. And who is behind the curtains? Who is he? Polonious. Unnecessary meddling. So he dies like that. That's the story, the end of the story. And then after that, he designs a play so that it's played in front of everybody. And then the uncle kind of indirectly admits, and everybody knows, and then he kills the uncle. And that's the end of the story. But there is so much going on. Now, in the middle of the story, the play, Polonius has a son called Leatus. Leatus. And he is none the wiser what is happening, what is happening, the whole situation. But when Leatus is going to college in France, Polonius calls him. No kids want to listen to their parents, unnecessary advice. But Polonius calls him and then says, hey, before you go, I will give you some advice. And then Leatus says, okay, give whatever it is. And the advice is pure Vedanta, which we will go through. The irony of this is what? You tell me. What do you see? Polonius, you know the character of Polonius. But the advice he gives is pure Vedanta. What do you gather from this? Dichotomy.
It's like uh, if a person is very nosy or if a person talks too much, that does not mean he is not wise. He like if he is sort of mingling with other people's lives or being, curious about it. So, like, it's not a fixed definition that a knowledgeable person will be very matured and he'll be very to himself and quiet and a man of less words.
That could be independently true, but that doesn't apply to this fellow. What do you gather from this fellow? Polonius. His actions tell you what he is, what kind of a person he is, right? I've given you some instances. But he's giving Vedanta.
Like he's true, and he's helping whenever anybody needs any advice. And he's true, he's a true person.
See, the son never asked for advice. You know what is the fundamental principle of knowledge? The first thing that you know, the first thing that you should know when you know stuff is what?
You should want it, no?
Yes. You should want it, meaning you should not give it. Unsolicited advice, never appreciated,
Without being asked for it, you should not give it.
isn't it?
Hmm.
Makes no sense. I have never asked you for anything. Why are you telling me this? There are instances where you have to, where you know a person has a reverence for you and you see his problem. You may decide to give him that advice unsolicited. But they're very rare instances. Knowledge is never given, no? It's never given. It's taken. Knowledge is taken. It's the fundamental. Principle of knowledge transaction. Now, Leotis never asked. And Leotis knows his father. बुद्धू है, intelligent है, intellect नहीं है. He knows that. He has messed up his life, he has messed up his sister's life. He knows that. He's done all kinds of stupid things and everybody, he has got a bad rep. The kids know it. So when Leotis is called, he comes because his father, right? Whether Leotis follows the advice or not, that's different. We do definitely follow it. That's the question now. My question is, what do you gather from the personality like that, like Polonius? Actually, Sunita, you said something, but then it's it's not in the same lines, but that's the concept. Conceptually, it is the similar answer. What do you gather from Polonius there?
It's a truth. It's a warning.
Warning of
Um, something unpleasant.
वो तो सही है. Advice is a warning and everything put together. Now, Polonius giving that advice, what does it tell you about Polonius and what does it tell you about a concept? Like, how do you analyze this situation?
He as a father thought that means because father, so he just thought of like sort of cautioning his son
Correct. वो तो सही है ना.
and telling him whatever advice he wanted to
हाँ,
give,
मगर see,
irrespective of thinking that whether the son will imply it or no, or take it seriously.
no, that is normal interpretation. I'm saying a person without an intellect giving you an advice on Vedanta. What does it speak about that person? How do you judge that person?
Like,
Occasionally wise,
Huh?
occasionally wise.
No, he is not wise. We know that he is not wise. Occasionally wise, कैसे Anil ji? How can somebody be occasionally wise?
No,
Either he's wise
you are
or
a
not.
person basically who has no intellect, but sometimes what you say is the truth or it's very apt for the situation. So that's why I'm saying occasionally wise.
Nah, I can't be occasionally enlightened and not. It's like that occasionally wise. No, that's not the case.
it's just some tir nahi to tukka. So when that it is happening, so at that minute you feel that person is wise, but otherwise not. It's just like by chance I give a correct answer, not with logic or not with understanding.
Okay. See, the thing is, anybody can give knowledge. That is the point here. Just because somebody is giving knowledge doesn't make him wise.
So you mean to say he has to implement that? So maybe this man implemented in his life.
वो Polonius?
Yeah.
कहाँ? नहीं ना. उसका मैंने बैकग्राउंड तो दिया आपको.
Acha, so that foolishness.
He is a पक्का बुद्धू. He is intelligent. He has no intellect. He doesn't know where to say what, when to do what. Would a minister go and hide behind the curtains? Minister of the country. क्या कर रहा है? Is that how a minister perform? Like behave?
मे बी उसका मन में उसको कुछ नहीं है, लाइक मन का साफ होगा, I don't know.
He is meddlesome. He wants to know everything about everybody.
Oh, you know,
He
he's
has
very
love for his
inquisitive.
mother. You know? He has love for his mother. That he wants to protect her in this way.
No, we are not talking about Hamlet. We're talking about Polonius. So, Polonius is a person without intellect, but talking pure Vedanta. What does it signify? That anybody can give you the pearls of wisdom. That doesn't mean he is wise. You and I can go talk to public and they would think, wow, बहुत पहुंचे हो आदमी हो आप. But you are not implementing any of these things. You're just a machine which is vomiting the knowledge. Chat GPT. Just because you say certain things doesn't make you wiser.
Mm. True.
Anybody can say things. That's the thing, right? That's the problem.
If you keep hearing, you're definitely going to say it. But that doesn't mean I have digested it.
So there are many people that you come across who talk a lot of wise words. You go to, Swamiji's episode I told you, there's one lady who came to Swamiji and says, you know what, my marriage is in shambles. Can you help me? Swamiji usually doesn't do counseling and all. But when somebody asks, like Swamiji says, hey, do you want something with marriage if you want to fix? I'm not a marriage counselor, but I'll give you an address of this guy who is the best marriage counselor in Mumbai. He says, this is the name. So I don't want to go to him. She says, I don't want to go to him. Yeah, I'm telling you, I know this guy. He's the best marriage counselor in Mumbai. No. But why? Because he's my husband. Best marriage counselor, counseling the entire world, fixing problems, can't fix his own issues. This is what Vedanta does to you, not Vedanta does to you. When you study Vedanta, this is what happens to you. And you become disillusioned thinking you know. Because you're telling everybody how to
I'm
behave in life.
fixing, I'm fixing others' problems very well.
Oh,
That's why he's become so renowned, and then he was the most famous
well,
counselor of Mumbai, marriage counselor.
similarly, you'll be doing things like that and come into a delusion that, oh, you know what? I know a lot of stuff. You don't. Right? So let's read this. You can see this, no? The screen share is there. Screen share.
Not yet.
Okay, let me just screen share. Okay. There, my blessings with thee. And these few precepts in thy memory, precepts, you understand it, small memory, small sentences you remember, precepts, some kind of understandings, keep it in your memory. First thing, see thou character, look at your character, give thy thought no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought its acts. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar, because he's going to a college. The friends thou hast, and their adoptions tried, you tried the friendship, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched, unfledged comrade. I'll explain that. Beware of entrance to a quarrel. but being in bear that the oppose may beware of thee. Give thy man thine ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Be rich, not gaudy, for the apparel of proclaims the man. And they in France, because he's going to France, he's from England. They in France, of the best rank and station, are most select and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. For loan of means often loses both itself and friend. And borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry, market itself. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing, season this in thee. Season means think about it. Okay. Now, so we discussed one thing is we give unnecessary advice. Second thing is we don't follow our own advice that we give to others. That's why nobody listens to you or follows you. Not that everybody has to listen to you or follows you. Because, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, it says the leader travels the path. Doesn't just show the path. You remember verse 21, Yad yatha charati shreshtaha, chapter 3. Yad yatha charati shreshtaha, whatever the shreshtaha means leader does, tat tadeva tarajana. Sayat pramanam kurute lokostat dhanu vartate. Meaning whatever the superior person does, yad yatha charati shreshtaha, does. That alone, itarajana, other people do. Whatever pramanams, standard he sets, that loka, meaning the world, follows. That the world follows. See, whatever the superior person does, that alone others do. Whatever standard he sets, that the world follows. See, do, not says.
Mm.
What he does, that's important.
So his actions are followed by the world,
Yes. Not what he does, what he says.
not what he says.
But once they see that he does what he says,
Says, yeah,
then what he says is being followed.
correct. Actually, don't you feel, sir, what a person's action is? Maybe he does not even need to say anything because that action is itself unsaid but done.
Yeah, action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, that way.
Even many other, see, even Abraham Lincoln says something like this.
Mm.
There is just one way to bring up a child. Child could be anybody, even your colleague also. In the way he should go, and that is to travel that path yourself.
It's like practice what you preach.
Yeah. So You gotta do, and you don't need to say mostly. Doing, people follow. I remember in my course time, 4 a.m. Swamiji's light is on. He has never told us get up at 4 a.m. Told us. He comes for the prayer. He used to come for the prayer. And slowly he stopped because he was getting older. Older meaning what? Like 85 or something like that. Then he stopped. But even when he stopped, 4 a.m. the light is on. 9:30 the light is off. And you see that, He's not showing because that's where his house is. What can we do?
He lived it,
Lived it.
or he's living it as yet.
Yeah. I don't remember him eating his dinner at 12 or 2. It's always at 1.
Lunch, you mean to say.
Breakfast always, lunch. Breakfast always is 8:30. Even now, breakfast is 8:30. Whole life he has done that. And nothing in between meals. Maybe coffee. Nothing. No, nothing. He will not eat anything. You offer him, he will not eat. It's not the time. No wonder he's 99 is still, alive and kicking. So one of the things of this wise person is, no wisdom, no? Polonious character, knowledge, but no wisdom. The wise, see, very interesting, Plato says it. The wise talk because they have something to say. Fools talk because they have to say something. Now, which category we fall in, only we know. Nobody knows. You have to say, or because it needs to be said. The wise talk because they have to say something. The fools talk because they have to. Wise talk. Something to say, sorry. Yes, something to say. Because there's such a difference. There's something इधर हो गया ना कितना difference है देखो. Because there's something to say, something very valuable, which is
Concrete. Yeah.
which is useful. Only then they'll say. But the fools have to say something or the other. That's why you see so many people keep on talking about politics, this, that, so many nonsensical things. Keep talking, talking, talking. Right. Now let's go to the point. There, my blessing with thee. These few things, keep it in your memory. See thou character. And how is character defined? By the thoughts. So you will know a person when you know what they're thinking about. And how would you know what they're thinking about? Because whatever they think, they will say. That's a normal person. A normal person, how do you figure out a normal person? What is his character? He will say it. Because everybody has to say something. A wise person, very mysterious. You cannot find what his character is. Because he doesn't say anything and whatever. When he has to speak, he'll speak. See, when he has to speak, he may be speaking a lot. Just because he's speaking a lot doesn't make him unwise. Just because he's wise doesn't necessarily mean he will not speak. But if he has to say something very prominent, very important, he will say, and it may take a long time to say. So by looking at a person, what he says, no, whether he's talking too much or not, you cannot tell if he's wise or not. So in effect, what is the thing is, you cannot judge another person. You cannot know what another person is unless you are with that person for a long time. You cannot tell what a person is. Even if you know a person for a long time, you will not know what his true intentions are because they don't themselves know why they say certain things. So what do
What
you
does
think?
this
Huh?
what does this mean? Give your thoughts no tongue.
I'll come to that. So first thing is, he doesn't say when you're going into your college, he doesn't say see others' character, see thou character. Check your character, Baba. And this is coming from a characterless person. But he's saying one of the best things. He's not saying look at your friend's character. No, check your character. And your character is defined by your thoughts that you're entertaining. What kind of thoughts you have? And every thought that you have will come out as tongue, meaning you will talk about.
Words.
So he's saying, just because you have a thought doesn't mean you have to talk. You have to say something. No, you don't have to say something. You will say something because you have no filter between thought and tongue. He's saying, you don't give your thoughts the tongue. Don't say it. Don't speak about whatever comes in your mind. Is it necessary? Then you speak. But now everything is necessary for us. Yeah.
Like our guru, she used to say, तू मुझे मुंह से निकाल, मैं तुझे संसार से निकाल दूं. Like once you say something out verbally, so
Ah,
that can, like, make your world up and down, because you cannot take back your words.
hmm.
तू मुझे मुंह से निकाल, मैं तुझे देश से निकाल दूं.
देश से निकाल वाले मनुष्य.
In the sense कि it may backfire me.
अच्छा. Hmm.
So if it is not spoken what should be spoken, then it'll come back to me.
Hmm. And so what he says is, see character. Pele, you look at your character. Your character is defined by the thoughts you're entertaining constantly. What are you thinking all the time? That's your character. And just because you think doesn't mean you have to talk about it. You saw some YouTube video. It felt very inspiring to you. You immediately go and forward it. You want to talk about it. If forwarding the business is really bad. Good morning, good morning. And something spiritual, some quotation, you'll forward it. You know what forwarding means? Forwarding means vomiting. You could not digest it. It comes, it's too much for you. You have to take it out. Why does a person keeps talking about so many things? Because nothing has gone inside. He has heard, it doesn't digest with his personality, he has to say it out. It's like eating some kind of weird food, your body cannot deal with it, it'll come out. So all this mental WhatsApp food that you're taking, it is not gelling. You've not taken time to analyze, decipher, and break it down and understand. You just heard it, it just bounces. because your mind cannot take that thing. It vomits with your personality. You may think it's very inspiring. Oh, kitna mast hai. And you start forwarding. But what is actually happening is you're not understood that. You've not taken it. You immediately forward it.
Yeah, that is why here he's saying, see your character.
Any thought that comes, don't have to give it out. So you may not talk about it, you're forwarding it. Give thy thought no tongue. Don't forward. More practical. Nor any unproportioned thought is apt. So one is thought to tongue. Another is thought to act. So don't act on thoughts which are not proportioned. Proportion means proportion, unproportioned means what here?
What is necessary and not necessary?
How do you know what is necessary, not necessary?
See, if it is something for yourself, you don't have to tell anybody. If you are telling to somebody, means it's an unproportioned thing. It's not something about you, your thought. It is for somebody else you're talking.
So somebody else, it could be good now. That is not unproportioned. Proportion and with what do you proportion and proportion a thought? How do you proportion?
Situation.
Yeah, based on the situation, with what do you proportion a thought?
With your intellect.
Correct. The intellect. Unproportioned thought is mind-led thought. Anything comes to the mind, don't act, he's saying. Proportion that thought. Proportion means you have to check whether it's used. Proportion with what? Proportion with the situation, proportion with the person, proportion with the environment. Is this the right place to say certain thing? Is it necessary to say it right now? Does he actually need that advice? Or do you really need to talk about global warming while everybody is talking about birthday party? That's not a proportion thought. Everybody's talking about party, यहाँ movie जाते global warming, क्या हो रहा है? Why? Because you just read global warming in your WhatsApp message and you want to talk about it. That's not a proportion thought. What are you talking? Where is this? To whom? Nobody is interested. They're all in a birthday party enjoying, and you want to talk about global warming. Put a damper in the whole situation. What do you say? When do you say? See, proportioning your thought doesn't mean talk less. You again misunderstand. Oh no, I will talk less. No. Just proportion the thought. ये situation में सही है कि गलत? Knowledge is not given. Proportion the thought. Does he need? Is he asking? Is she asking? You know they are doing wrong. First of all, that's another question. You think you know they are doing wrong. Pura life, you are like, Satya Harishchandra's life. Everything you did is right. And now you know that they're doing wrong. That's one thing. But anyway, sometimes you know your daughter or your son is doing certain things which are wrong. You know this is what will happen. They will not ask you. Do they listen to you? Every time you open your mouth, she fights or he fights. Now, though you know, will you tell them? That doesn't make any sense. But it's a different case when the daughter and son all the time, "Hey, Mama, kya ho raha hai? Tell me what has happened." Then obviously, even if they don't ask, maybe you have to tell. Very rare, where do you find a relationship like that? The son doesn't listen to father, the daughter doesn't listen to mother. Son doesn't listen to mother. Also, that's how it is. So, what's the point of telling anything to anyone? You done your. The other day, I was telling to one of these ladies who had a real bad situation with the daughter. She knows what his daughter is doing is really awful. And the granddaughter is also suffering. I said, you're 80. She's 80. And at 80, you want to worry about your granddaughter. No? You'll go mad. Hypertension, you'll go mad. Your duty ends until you raise your daughter. Khatam. Now, the daughter hates the guts out of you. And you want to advise your daughter or the granddaughter? She doesn't want to listen to you. Forget it. You've done your job. It's not under your purview. But if you want to keep it in your purview, please don't come to me for all these issues. You will face the issues. It's a difficult thing to do, but you have done your work. At 80, you want to take up your granddaughter? No. That's the mother's business, not your business. What the mother does to the granddaughter, none of it. See, unproportioned thought is unproportioned action then. She's not proportioning the thought. Where does my duty begin and where does my duty end? Everything is duty, is it? You understand. Everybody's issues are your issues. That doesn't mean you're a heartless person. I'm not saying that. You understand certain things you cannot do. It's done. It's out of your purview. You have hardly 10 years left in your life. Instead of saying Rama, Rama, you're going into samsara. At least this 10 years dedicate to God. No? Nothing. 80 years, you've not done anything for God. My daughter, my son, my son. Son doesn't talk to her, daughter doesn't talk to her, daughter in the same house, daughter is divorced. What is your life now? You want to live like this? Please go ahead, live. This is not end. You cannot change your daughter. But she's doing this, she's doing that. Take a stance. Be thou character, give thy thought no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought is act. Is act meaning? She thinks that's a duty. That's not a duty. Unproportioned thought. She didn't think about it. She didn't gauge it with the entire life. She herself had a horrible life. उसके ऊपर obviously she whatever she could do she did with parenting. खत्म हो गया. May not be the best parent. Who is the best parent anyways? Nobody is the best parent. Ask any kid, they will have complaints. Now more so ever. Anything you do is wrong for the kids. Right. So that act, his act, meaning you have to think about there are so many areas that you're not proportioned your thought. You've not thought about the situation. You keep acting. And what is the tension? Unnecessary tension. It is not your purview at all. This is called samsar. Something which is not yours, you take it and then think it's yours and then you suffer. Now God is saying, why are you suffering? And you're saying, God, why are you making me suffer? God is saying, that's not your thing. You took it up.
Attachment.
You took it up. You took it up. How can I help you now? Be thou familiar, by no means vulgar. This is where Everybody is doing wrong in any relationship. We are all vulgar. Vulgar means what? When does familiarity crosses the boundary of crosses the boundary into vulgarity? When? Think. When?
When you are not supposed to act and you act.
Okay, that's one thing.
It's like I don't know that phrase properly, but it means मैं से तू से तुम बन गया. First is मैं, like you give respect. Then little familiarity, तो तू, and then तुम, and then तू.
तुम
मैं,
and
तुम,
तू.
तू. It's
मैं
like
से
the degrees.
आप से तुम,
Mm.
तुम से तू.
Tum se tu, correct. So it's like, because of the familiarity. When you meet somebody new, then you have that respect. Aap, you will do. And then as the familiarity becomes, we know each other, then it becomes tum, and then it becomes tu.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like that sort of.
Right.
You become vulgar when you get into somebody's personal life, when you become very personal with somebody, when unasked for. That's when you become vulgar.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like when you don't give space to breathe. You say everything what I say, you should do it.
Ah,
Any relation,
yes. Uh, so correct. These are all many yardsticks are there. So vulgar dictionary meaning is conspicuously indecent. Conspicuously indecent, not keeping with accepted standards of what is correct or proper in a polite society. Good example. Vulgarity is not keeping with the accepted standards of what is correct or proper in a polite society. So, as you said, uh, आप से तू,
आपसे तुमसे तू.
तुमसे तू. So, getting too close is vulgarity. How much is too close? There is no guidelines on that.
Yeah,
Should know.
definitely. When it comes to tu itself, is there's no gap.
So, see, that's very interesting. Within the closest of relationships, there must be boundaries. My partner, there must be a boundary. You've been married for 50 years. There must be a boundary. There must be something that you should not know about that person, and he should not know about you. There has to be. See, I also try to define it. If you're too attached, leads to vulgarity. There's no sense of respect that is vulgarity. Always be certain boundaries.
Like
Or-
there's one very small story our guru she used to tell us, that there was a boxer, wrestler, anybody you take as a profession, and he taught him all the methods, how to fight, or how to do get matlab like ki in the competition and all the ways and means. He taught him all the ways how to become a good wrestler. So then the disciple, the shishya, he tried to boss over the guru, like, you have taught me everything, now I know everything. So then he tells him that, okay, now I want to fight with you. So then when the disciple says, I want to fight with the guru, so then the guru does a different type of an act which that shishya did not know about.
Yeah.
So he tells him, what is this? He said, I did not tell you one thing that I kept for myself to protect myself when you know somebody is going to act over smart.
Right. Yes. So, open your heart to others, but don't disclose the entire heart and put it in a
Exactly.
platter and give. You're clinging to them all the time. Call क्यों नहीं किया आज? I don't see, did not call you, खत्म. Call नहीं किया. Why are you not talking to me? Baby, what's happening, baby? What? Familiarity breeds contempt.
Correct.
What is that?
So that it was like that. तेरे महफिल में आकर बेआबरू हुए, आप से तुम से तू बन गए.
Message it on the group afterwards.
Because now while talking, it suddenly, because I told you I could not frame it, but it is this way. तेरे महफिल में आकर बेआबरू हुए, आप से तुम से तू बन गए.
The app was there.
Yes,
I
right. You're right.
knew
I was
something, it
thinking
made
मैं,
sense
but
to
it was
me.
आप. Yeah, you're right, sir.
Aap was, somehow something told me app should have been there.
Yes. That the main thing that aap I did not remember. I was thinking that to be मैं, which was wrong.
Nice,
But
absolutely.
when I said it in the proper format, then definitely the aap was there.
See, it is ingenious. Last time also I was telling you, Indian culture is, by God.
Absolutely.
आप कैसे हैं?
In English, there is only you. There's no aap
हाँ,
or
इंग्लिश में कुछ
you.
नहीं है. आप कैसे हैं? बॉम्बे में देखो, ए तू कैसा है रे? तू मीन्स दे हैव नो रेस्पेक्ट फॉर ईच अदर. ये हुलीगन क्या होता है ये मवाली टाइप्स तू कैसा है रे? डिफरेंट. आप कैसे हैं?
But
ए,
फिर भी if we go north, then they have that aap and
है ना?
tu tumka. But in Bombay, this side, everybody's tu tum.
इवन इन हैदराबाद इट सेज आप ओनली. आप कैसे हैं?
Mm.
आप क्या कर रहे हैं आज? आप इज अमेजिंग. आई ऑलवेज यूज आप ओनली फॉर एवरीथिंग. इवन इन
Even the even
आप
the
ओनली.
even the Muslims, they talk with so much
हाँ, तो
respect.
आप कितना अच्छा बात करते हो.
Mm.
दैट इज.
Always aap they say and talk. Anyways.
How familiar? By no means vulgar. Right. We will continue this next class. Because I knew it will take 2 classes. Quite deep.
Vivek, can you share it?
I will share it, but I would suggest you search it online.
What, sir?
Polonious advice.
Okay. Okay.
I took the
I'll
screen.
share it, but it's good. Search it online. You'll find that act 2 ना थोड़े ऊपर और नीचे भी अच्छा है.
I've taken the screenshot. I can put it in the group.
No, I'll send you the words. Okay. ठीक है. ॐ पूर्णमदं पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. So I was planning to come one of the Sundays.
Excellent, sir.
So it's all because of your mom only.
Oh.
Every time she calls me, "Aap kab aa rahe? Aap kab aa rahe?" I said, okay, I had to give in now. So, Ashaji, how are you placed next Sunday and after that?
नहीं, okay, welcome.
Okay. So, okay,
But
so
then what will the timing be, sir?
same timing out ना. अपना पहला timing क्या था? 9:30.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Nine,
We'll do
It
from
was
9.
9, na?
9:30
nine.
था. 9 o'clock we'll do.
9 o'clock. Okay,
9 to 10
fine.
we'll do. Either this Sunday or next Sunday. I'll let you know in a couple of days.
That is
Okay.
27th and 3rd.
हाँ. We'll come, we'll have a You have a talk and a question answer session or something like that.
Okay.
And Ashaji's nice food we'll have.
Oh, because of the food, not because of all of us.
Because of the food and because of mom.
Yes.
Oh,
And we have to take Ashaji's house for granted.
how sweet, how sweet, how sweet.
But this time, Sunita, you have to come.
That's what when I told you excellent, and immediately after that I thought, oh God, can I make it or no?
No, I'm not doing online. It's only offline. Anilji also has to come.
Yeah, please.
ठीक है. Okay then. चलो.
Okay.
Okay,
Hari
thank you.
Om.
Hari Om.